Come on.
Your name, sir?
Brian Clayton.
Mr. Clayton, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you. You understand your rights.
Yeah. Yes.
You fill in one of these forms requesting consideration for an appointed attorney.
I did.
Raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear the information you put on your form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, sir, you can put your hand down. All right, sir, you are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand what this is about?
Yeah.
Can you tell me how long you've lived in Knox County?
My whole life.
How long is that?
26 years.
All right, sir. On your charge of criminal trespassing, I'm setting your bond at $250. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this matter. Since they're already representing you in another case, I'm going to waive the administrative fee. And I'm going to schedule your case for Monday. That'll be August 16th. That'll be in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
He's the only one I had for you for the afternoon, sir.
Very well. Said that's the only one they have for this afternoon. Of course, we got to call the ladies now. See if the ladies are online.
Just first one up. One of you come on.
What's your name, ma'am?
Alexis Hewitt.
Ms. Hewitt, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you. You understand your rights.
Yes, sir.
Did you fill in one of these forms requesting consideration for an appointed attorney?
I'm not sure.
That's the paper you filled out.
Oh, yes, sir.
Raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear the information you put on the form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, you can put your hand down. All right, ma'am, you're charged with domestic assault. Do you understand what that is about?
Yes.
Can you tell me how many years you have lived in the Knoxville area?
A little over one.
Where'd you live before?
Minnesota.
All right, ma'am, I find you do qualify for an appointed attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you regarding this matter. There's a $50 assessment associated with this appointment. That should be paid to the clerk's office on or before August 25th. In the event you're not able to take care of that by August 25th, more than likely it will be added on as part of your court costs. I'm setting your bond in this case at $500. There are bond conditions. In the event that you make bond, you're to have no contact whatsoever with someone named Jennifer Eve Hewitt. That means no going around where that person works or lives or any other place where that person is likely to be hanging out. No phone calls, no text messages, no communicating through Facebook, Snapchat, or any of those other social media things or through third parties. I'm scheduling your case for August 16th. That will be in misdemeanor court at 8:30 for a bond hearing. In the event you have not made bond at that time, your attorney will be able to present witnesses and evidence to ask the judge for a reduction in bond. If you have made bond, be sure that you are present in court at that time because otherwise they'll issue an attachment and you'll lose the bond money that you posted. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
Sir, what was the date you said that she was having that bond hearing?
August 16th, that's Monday.
Okay, thank you.
I hear from Monday.
Here you go. You're next.
Your name, ma'am?
Marissa McCormick.
All right, ma'am. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government throws up against you. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. You're accused of possession of methamphetamines and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you understand what you are accused of?
Yes, sir.
Did you fill in one of these forms requesting consideration for an appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
So raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear the information you put on your form, all true and correct, best of your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, you can put your hand down. Can you tell me how long you've lived in the Knoxville area? How many years?
Most of my life. Or like 20 years.
So now it goes. Those are the best. Yeah.
All right, ma'am, I find you do qualify for an appointed attorney, and I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in these cases. There's a $50 assessment associated with that appointment. That should be paid to the clerk's office on or before August 25th. If you're not able to take care of that by that time, it probably would be added on as part of the court costs. I'm going to schedule your cases for August 16th. That's Monday. That will be in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing. At that point in time, if you've not been able to make bond, your attorney will be able to present witnesses and evidence to the court to request the court to lower or eliminate the requirement for bond. I'm scheduling your bond on each one of these cases at $250 for a total bond of $500. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I had an arraignment for tomorrow morning too. It was scheduled to be at the courtroom before 8:30.
Is that on
I didn't
those
know if
other
he- I wanted-
cases? Is that on those other cases? Well, I expect they will take you up there. And when you get there, if you have a lawyer in that case, they may go back and get these warrants and bring them all up there at the same time. They might, but it might help if you nudged them and told them that these were there so they'd get them all together at once. I looked, and you do not have a lawyer appointed on those cases for some reason.
No, so with that, because I've not even been to arraignment yet. I was RRR'd and that was supposed to be arraignment was tomorrow.
Ah, well,
So I wasn't arraigned here. So what I need to,
they'll
I don't
take
know
you.
what to do.
They'll
Y'all-
take you. They'll take you to court. They'll have a list.
for arraignment.
Yeah, they'll take you to court for arraignment, or they'll take you over there to the court where you're on video, one of the two.
Okay, because I didn't want to get like an FTA or anything, or if nobody knows or something. Or
No, you should not. You should not get an FTA. And now, when you get to speak to the judge on that, you might tell them you've got the public defender appointed on these cases, and you might tell them that these cases are set for Monday if they don't know. And don't just assume because they're wearing a black robe that they know everything.
Okay.
Sometimes they need some help. Of course, I need some help too.
Yeah, we all need help.
There you go.
So they could maybe put those cases with these or something.
Yeah,
the ones that you,
these cases probably all ought to be resolved together.
okay.
That I realize they're different events, but
Yeah.
what can you say? Any
They're
other
kinda-
questions?
Yeah. Okay. That's all. I think that's all.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
Okay. So I guess be back at 8:30 or before. I used to be there before 8:30.
Yep.
In the morning, tomorrow morning. Right. See you. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, that's all we had.
Very well.